showtime, Johnny. We in here. How you doing tonight,
Hello.
Johnny Dumbbell?
Pretty good. Got a lot done today. Got a lot done last week. Still have a lot to do this week, so it's gonna be a little bit busy. Probably the busiest end of the year that I've actually had as a trainer in the 10 years I've been doing this. Just recertified, so now it has officially been 10 years that I've been in the business. Guaranteed to be in there 2 more, and I'm really excited about getting the internet fitness thing off the ground. You know, becoming the online. Well, I wouldn't even say I'm a nano influencer yet, but more or less just getting the virtual training going. And I'm not so much worried about followers or anything like that just yet, but getting virtual clients. We've got a couple from different parts of the state. I've even got a couple from different parts of the country. It's pretty fun.
I gotta tell you, Johnny, you're doing great. These
I'm
workout videos you're making. Look, I was trying one of your workout videos the other day, and I only got about halfway through it. The one where you had
They're a little tough.
8 different exercises for 8 reps and 8 sets. Dog, I got about 4 of those sets done, and I was doing the
4's good. 4's good, man.
I'll do some tricep, push up, and the way you had me like reaching up on one arm, like I could feel my triceps burning when I'm balancing my whole weight on it. So, hey, great job with the workouts, man. I'm gonna keep doing those.
Nice, man. I'm glad you liked it, man.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what he's talking about, go to my page on YouTube. It's Johnny Dumbbell. They're in the shorts. Actually, they're less than 60 seconds, so make sure you take notes because I'm not going through the entire workout. I'm just giving you a demonstration of what each exercise is. But if you want to know what Phil's talking about, check it out.
All right, TK, what's good, fam?
Yeah, man. Trying to get through fucking StreamYard, man. This shit gives me trouble every time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Same.
Gentlemen, salute to the panel. I appreciate you guys taking your time so we can get together tonight and talk about the keys to confidence. Because I got to tell you, this is something near and dear to my heart. And not just because I am truly a confident man, because a lot of people mistake confidence for arrogance. But somebody who has been called cocky, conceited, and arrogant my entire life, I can't wait to break down the difference between confidence and arrogance tonight, gentlemen. So
yeah, that's definitely an interesting topic because I think it started it kind of seemed for me in my life, it seemed to have started in the 90s when it was kind of a humorous thing to make jokes like that on sitcoms and things like that. But, it sinks into your head in reality, and we start to be told, don't be so confident. Don't be too overconfident. You might be wrong. Guys, here's the thing. If you're overconfident and you're wrong, hey, you learned a hard lesson. But at least you didn't go into it looking like you had fear in your eyes. That's a big thing.
Exactly. It's that fear. I see so many young men that have so many different fears, and they're not even self-aware enough to know that they're being afraid of something. That fear is running their life. That fear is that they're basing their decisions off of fear.
Yeah.
So there's so much we got to talk about when it comes to confidence. So for everything from how you build confidence and how you. Okay, speaking as someone who has an unwavering belief in themselves, I can tell you that a key to my confidence comes from me doing things over and over again. I'm talking, it was last week. Shout out to TK. TK was talking about calm training and how men, when they're put under pressure, that's what separates the men from the boys. So going through stuff like that where you're in a high elevation situation and you have to rescue someone and be rescued, once you do stuff like that, and TK and I had to do that every year, so we took calm training at least 4 different times together.
Yeah,
so
and it's not just calm training. You got to learn first aid, CPR, fire rescue, all that shit.
But by doing something like that over and over again, you build a confidence within yourself that no one can tear down.
Yeah, and it prepares you to think under pressure, to where when other people are going, it's complete mayhem. You can put shit together and get out of a situation where other people will panic. You know what I mean? And just can't get through it.
Yeah, a little thing they call moxie. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, I think if we're going to talk about the keys to confidence, we need to teach these young men how to set goals. Okay, that's one of the very first steps in getting some confidence for yourself is setting a goal and obtaining that goal. And it doesn't have to be some huge benchmark thing that you're accomplishing. It just could be something as simple as, hey, I'm going to work out for 30 minutes a day. Hey, I'm going to go to Johnny Dumbbell's YouTube channel and subscribe and watch his workout videos every day. You have now set a goal for yourself, and by following through and putting that effort in accomplishing that goal, that's an important first step in creating confidence.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
not only that,
don't realize too, man, if you get in shape, man, get some, leanness to you, man, and you're happy with the way that you look and the way that other people perceive you, it's going to boost your confidence 100-fold.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you have to be buff or fucking ripped or nothing. I'm just saying as long as you feel good about yourself as a man. You know what I mean?
I mean, for a guy who works in a gym, I've got average bulk, but let's face it, I came down from almost 270 pounds. So, yeah, and I mean, the thing of it is that the physical and TK hits it right on the head when he says the physical part is the easy part, but the thing of it is the mental part it tends to come along with it. And so that's kind of what the nice thing is. It's not just about looking better. It's not about being stronger or faster. I mean, that's part of it. But in becoming those things, you're also going to become a little bit stronger mentally. Now, whether or not it helps you become smarter too is up to you.
All right. Now, another thing that I think a lot of people don't do when they're trying to build confidence is they don't practice positive reinforcement. They don't know how to effectively communicate with themselves. Now, I've said this before. I look at that man in the mirror and I tell him what a great man he is, how proud I am of him, and how nothing can stop him. So I'm always giving myself positive reinforcement. And I'll tell you, gentlemen, what I'm really doing is I'm validating myself. Okay. So what that does is that's going to stop validation seeking behavior. Once you guys stop looking for validation from outside sources and you start getting validation from yourself.
And part of that actually has to do with being able to actually visually see yourself accomplishing things. Good example. I made a checklist for myself, but right after my marriage ended, I made checklists for myself, and there were tasks that I know I need to do every single day. Now, the trick is to give yourself enough to make it look like you accomplished something at the end of the day, but to make sure that you're mixing the easy stuff with the stuff that maybe you do every day that you don't like to have to face. One of mine that I used to hate doing, simply checking my account balance. That seemed so mentally hard for me, so I put it on my daily checklist so that I would stop being afraid of it. Because hell, my balance was my balance, no matter whether I looked at it or not. But the number one thing on my list was something simple. It was make your bed. But another thing on there was clean up one room in your house. So remember, we're mixing, things that might be time consuming with things that might only take a couple of seconds. But do those things that only take a couple of seconds. That's where you can actually see yourself checking things off that list. You're making steps. It's not a touchdown, but it's a first down. Get those small things done. They add up.
I always try to do something each day that I don't like to do. If a person pushes themselves each day to do something that they don't like to do, then you get used to doing shit that's not in your repertoire, that you don't necessarily like to do, but it's got to be done. That I think that helps too.
Well, that's an essential part of manhood. I
Right.
mean, we can't talk about manhood if we're not talking about getting up and doing the things that we don't want to do, but they need done.
And a lot of times too, man, people don't realize overthinking shit will deconfidentize you too. Like, sometimes people, you overthink stuff and get in your head, and then you lose confidence that way too. I've done that shit to myself before. You kind of psych yourself out.
I agree with that. I've seen that happen many times.
It's good hand in hand. It's good in one hand to, have alone time with yourself, but then it's not good to have too much alone time with yourself. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you overthink shit.
TK, that's something you've mentioned on this podcast quite a bit, is the importance of spending time alone. And I'm telling everybody watching, if you guys don't know how to do a certain level of self-care, then you're not treating yourself right, and you're going to lack confidence. You need to take time to invest in you and show yourself some love, man. Show yourself some appreciation.
And you know what? If you're not sure how, give me a couple of days, and then go to my channel. I'll have a little. I'm going to go ahead and make a little video about that.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny Dumbbell. Hey,
I'll give you kind of a demonstration of what Bill's talking about here.
All right. Well, look, I often say that I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just some guy with a YouTube channel. But I want to tell everybody, Johnny Dumbbell is a natural YouTuber. This dude is going to have 100,000 subscribers before TK and I even hit 10.
Hey, man, I'm almost up to 20. Not 20,000. 20.
Yeah, I've only got like 10, man.
Hey,
you gotta get 20 before you get 20,000, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, look, I'm not really worried about the amount of subscribers I have, gentlemen, because I got to tell you, what we're trying to teach here, what we're talking about, being a man, it's not for everybody. In fact, most males are not cut out for manhood. They're really not.
No.
And that's why we see this huge lack of confidence. So, we want to get.
I know that when I was younger and I started to lack confidence, it was after I had shown confidence and had been kind of, I don't know, I guess reprimanded for that by the people around me, particularly women. And so, that's happened to a lot of us guys, especially if you grew up in the 90s, early 2Ks. You were told not to be too confident because that means you're cocky or that means you're arrogant. And, we didn't have the internet to give us instructional videos and tools like this to explain to you, no, loving yourself is not arrogant. Okay. And if you don't believe that, go on any of the ladies' self-love, because it's okay when they do it. You'll see all the memes that are going to tell things that you should probably be telling yourself. Bill here likes to look in the mirror and tell himself, hey, man, you're awesome. I'm proud of you. And knowing Bill's background, I'm proud of him, and he should be proud of himself. Okay. The thing of it is, you got a background too, fellas. And even if you're only in your 20s, it's not a very long background. I'm sure you've had adversity in the past, and I got news for you. You got more in the future. But the thing of it is, look yourself in the mirror, remind yourself, I've done it before, I'm doing it now, and I'm probably going to do it again, laughing about the time I'm doing it now.
What's up, Christina? Hey, I'm glad you, thanks for the comment. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. All right. Now, Johnny, I got to tell you, if we're going to talk about confidence, we have to talk about conditional confidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Christina, I get most of my shirts from the BossMaxStreetwear.com. Boss Max got some of the dopest drip out on the internet, man.
I sold mine from a buddy who worked at this pizza shop.
Hey, wait till you see what I'm about to break out for Thursday night show. I got a new hoodie from Boss Mac, man. So we're going to break that out for the dating profile show on Thursday. But back to what we were saying, TK, if we're going to talk about confidence, then we need to talk about conditional confidence. And the things that, my biggest problem is that I see men being taken advantage of by marketing, by advertising, by the everything from the socks that make you and shoes that make you a few inches taller, to the people who are trying to push pheromone cologne, to just all this stuff they try to push on men to give them conditional confidence for women.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of liken it to the diamond commercials. One thing that always cracked me up about the diamond commercials is they would always say something like, show her how much you appreciate her after all these years. Show her what she really means to you. At the end of the commercial, they might as well just go, but if you don't really care about your marriage, it's almost comical. I mean, like, I swear SNL should do a skit about that if they haven't already. I mean, maybe they have.
Good evening, Jill. Thanks for coming in tonight. We always appreciate it when you're in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Jill?
What up, Jill?
And Jill's one of the most gamed up women out there just from watching us.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Jill.
Okay. So, back to conditional confidence. Now, if you need something to feel confident, is that really confidence? I mean, shouldn't you be able to look? Let me tell you, gentlemen, something. I could be driving a beater with a heater down the road. I'm talking a rust bucket, and I'm still going to be driving that thing like I'm in a brand new whip.
Shit, we have.
So I have driven that car, and Bill, I think you've witnessed it.
Well, my point is that. And I'm not knocking anybody that's worked really hard and get them a really nice car, because I know that kind of stuff is important to some young men. I know there's young men in car clubs out there. I know there's young men that take a good.
And thank God. And listen, thank God for those guys. Thank God for those guys, because the days of the car club are starting to die. It's a dying breed. So you young guys that are in car clubs, man, stay in it. I love it. I think it's great. You'll be happy when you're older that you did that.
I think it's important to note that a car, even a nice one, even a brand new one. And you know what? I'm gonna let Boss Mac say this.
Whenever you chase a bitch, you never catch a bitch. Even if you chase a bitch in a luxury vehicle.
Well, look, man.
I just love the Boss Mac, man.
What guys need to realize, man, is that your confidence throughout life is a lot of times going to be conditional, because it always depends on how good a shape that you're in, or how you're feeling about your job or your career that you got going on. You know what I mean? So a lot of times throughout life, your confidence is going to be conditional. It just depends on how conditional you let it be. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, TK, yeah, men go through stuff, but I think as men, it's important that we mitigate our emotions.
Absolutely.
Even if I'm having a bad day, I'm still him. I'm still winning. So it's hard for me to lose something that is such a part of me. Like I said, dog, I could be driving around a rust bucket. I'm still going to be whipping it like I'm in something brand new. I can give you half a dozen examples, but the point that I'm trying to make is that real confidence, true confidence, can never be taken away from you when you believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, okay. We need to talk about swag a little bit tonight, gentlemen. Now, like I'm saying, I could be in a wife beater and be just as comfortable, just as confident as I can in a suit. But I think a lot of young men don't understand how important it is to have some swag to them and how to feel good in the clothes that you're wearing.
Well, that's because a lot of today in our society, man, people have this thing where they think going out to the fucking store and doing your everyday business in your pajamas and fucking flip-flops is the thing to do, man. And you can't feel good about yourself if you're out looking like that, man. Whoever said you are how you feel, or dressed to impress, that motherfucker had it right. Because
all right, so we lost TK again.
Yeah, we'll get it back
in a minute. So let's move on here a little bit. I just want to say this about swag. Anytime you're going further than the mailbox, y'all should be dressed to impress. For real. You never know when you're going to go into a dollar store and meet a woman that you might want to have a conversation with. And do you think she's really going to want to talk to you if you're looking like a bum in some slides and gym shorts? No.
Now, listen, we're not saying wear a Versace suit at the Dollar Tree, but
well, I'm saying if you're going any further than the mailbox, dog, you should be looking your best. You should have on some good kicks. They should be clean. They don't have to be brand new, but your kicks got to be clean. Your hats shouldn't be sweat stained or stinking. Your shirts should be, I mean, I don't expect y'all to be out in dress shirts that are ironed, but have a clean shirt on, man. Don't have it food stains, sweat stains on it. Look presentable.
Yep.
I wish I had a picture, but like that image just reminded me of the Brooklyn Brawler from the WWF like years ago. Seriously, look him up. Don't look him up, guys. Don't dress like that.
Now, gentlemen, if we're talking about how to develop confidence, especially let's say to young men who don't have the experience to build on, I think it's really important that they learn how to develop new skills. Okay.
Yeah.
Because as a man, you never stop learning. You never stop trying to be better than you were yesterday. You're always trying to grow. So developing new skills. And again, shout out to TK talking about spending time alone and learning yourself, learning the stuff you like. Develop some new skills that go along with that, with some of that stuff you've been discovering about yourself. And I'm not talking hobbies either. I'm talking skills. I'm talking about things that'll be useful for you going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, another thing, okay, when it comes to confidence, body language. I can tell if somebody is confident or not based on their body language, how they conduct themselves in a conversation. I can tell how confident a man is by the way he shakes my hand. If he looks me in the eye when he does it, or if he's staring off at the ground, or if he just fist bumps me as he's walking by.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, fake it till you make it only works when you're trying to keep a job that you hate. That's really it.
Well, I'm a firm believer in, the better you dress, man, and the more presentable you look, the better you feel about yourself. I mean, it's not going to work 100% all the time, but it definitely makes a difference.
Hey, Jill, we would love to meet your son. He haven't hit me up on Facebook. He can, you know what I'm saying? Send me a message. Hey, we love the support, ladies. Thank you so much for stopping in tonight. All right.
Yeah, much love.
Now,
Thank you.
I'm going to talk about something that's not popular with a lot of men. And if you guys are really having severe problems in confidence, I think maybe some of you guys might consider seeking professional help. Because we can talk to you based on our experience. We can get you pointed in the right direction. And some of those of you that really want to learn, we can help you. But there's going to be some of you guys that, all right, there's men, gentlemen, there's men that are 26, 27, 28 years old, and it's still like they're mentally 18. In the 10 years since high school, they haven't grown or developed. It's like they're stunted or stuck in space somewhere. She says, you're welcome, Johnny. Y'all are great.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Get TK back in here.
Oh, I'm on. I can hear you guys.
All right. So, and I know this is not a popular topic with men seeking mental health. And even some men will look at men who need professional help as a weakness. But I really think that's important that if you guys are struggling that bad, go talk to somebody. Go talk to a professional.
I'll build on that and say, even if you're not struggling that bad, still talk to somebody. Get regular checkups. Mental health needs checkups just like physical health. And I got news for you. I see a therapist too.
No.
Now, something I like to do for my own confidence, gentlemen, is I surround myself with positivity. You know, I'm always saying Kevin Gates is my spirit animal. And I learned so much stuff from Kevin, man. I'm telling you, I watched this dude's interviews and I got so much respect for him. But something I had to learn from Kevin Gates is it's not a crime to protect your energy. So there's times where I don't want to be around something. I don't want to be associated with something. I don't want to be a part of something. And I don't let that stuff in my life, man. I surround myself with peace and tranquility. And that helps even more with my confidence to know that I'm not putting up with the bullshit, gentlemen, whatever that is, whether if it's with a woman or something society is trying to press on me. I'm not, if I ain't with it, I ain't having nothing to do with it, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Christina, I bet all of us. Let me just shut up. let me keep going here.
Christina, don't make them traumatized us too, though.
Okay, so self-confidence and self-esteem. I think it's important that these guys learn. What's that?
I said, now those are two different things. A lot of people don't realize.
Right. They are, but they kind of go hand in hand too. Because once you start building self-esteem, you'll kind of build your confidence as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, the thing that's important to remember is that you're doing these things that you're doing to improve your life. You're doing them for you. Your level of confidence is your own report card on how well you're doing and taking care of your own life. Okay, now that's that. I'm going to say that again. The level of self-confidence you have is an actual self-reporting report card on how well you are living your current life. You only get so many years, and listen, your best years, maybe they're going to be after retirement, but if it is, it's going to be for a different reason. But let's live in the now. Remember that. Your self-confidence is a report card on how well you are handling yourself.
Christina, let me tell you something. You couldn't put me under pressure like that. Sometimes I try to watch my language for YouTube because I'll tell you, when I start talking a lot of shit, it's like the YouTube algorithm doesn't promote our videos as much. But when I watch my language, we get a lot more love on YouTube. So one of my goals for 2025 is to kind of clean up my language a little bit. And if I got to be honest with you, Christina, the things that I would say to you, they're not for anyone else to hear. So I'm not trying to put it out there like that.
I've decided to swear more to keep the balance up.
Well, look,
just in regular life.
We do very well. This is a tough love channel. You
Yeah.
know, we're not
enough for all of us anyways.
So
sometimes we got to just
we got to verbally hit you in the mouth. Yep.
Now, I'd like to let me get TK back on here because we were talking a little bit about the importance of how you perceive yourself. So, TK, let me ask you this. How do you perceive yourself?
I mean, I perceive myself as a hard work, no nonsense, tell it how it is kind of fucking guy. You know what I mean? There's not really too many molds that can create a character like me, to be honest with you. But some people tell me that I'm too open-minded, that I, speak when I shouldn't. But I would much rather be that kind of person than the type of person who holds my tongue and gets walked all over. I mean, I can be a bit uptight at times, but I like to have fun just like everybody else. You know what I mean? But it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, what kind of day I've had too. You know what I mean?
Well, most days I wake up and perceive myself as a king. I'm just king of my world, man. I really am. I could elaborate. I could really get into it, but the point is, I think that highly of myself because of what I've been through, what I've accomplished. I could lose everything I have today, and that would not shake my confidence one bit because I've come up from nothing before. I know I could do it again, dog. I got it.
I can't even count the number of times, dude, that I've had everything taken away from me from fucking up or otherwise, you know what I mean? And laced up my bootstraps and climbed back up out of the hole. You know what I mean? That's part of being a fucking guy.
It can't be
you got to think of it this way. Worst case scenario, it alters your game plan. That's it.
I never see myself as beaten. Never. I can go out into the woods with nothing and survive with a fucking paperclip and a lighter if I had to. I never perceive myself as beaten when it comes to anything.
Dog, I've been down, but I'm never out.
That's right.
Now, if we could each give a piece of advice to young men struggling with their confidence, I would start by saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Those things that you don't like to do, like Johnny Dumbo was talking about checking his balance, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Do it often. And sooner or later, you're going to start becoming callous to things that don't really matter. You're going to start focusing more on the stuff that does matter. You're going to learn how nothing could stop you. You have to develop a certain level of determination. And I'm going to get TK back on here.
I'm on. I can hear you.
All right. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even take that a step further. Here's a little exercise I want you guys to try. If you're that guy that's always looking down at the ground, I dare you that every person you come across just walking the other way on the sidewalk down the hallway, I dare you to make a simple 3 minutes of arbitrary eye contact. That's it. 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 as you pass. I'll bet you get a smile. I'll bet you get a hello. And if you don't, that's a no that you can go ahead and take and say, hey, there's another no that I can experience. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to take a lot of L's. We took a lot of L's. Okay? But make 3 seconds of eye contact with people that you would normally look away from. I'll bet you'll be surprised pleasantly at the result.
If another man doesn't look me in the eye when I meet him and shake his hand,
I'm talking about men and women.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, when a guy's not looking at a woman in the eyes when he's talking to her, I lose respect for a guy right away if that happens. You know what I mean? If you can't look me in the eyes when I'm talking to you or shaking your hand, or you can't look a female in the eyes when you're talking to her, how do you expect her to respect you?
And I mean, make 3 seconds of eye contact with that girl that you think is too pretty, or make 3 seconds of eye contact and a nod of the head to that guy that you think is too tough to talk to.
You might get a response that you don't expect.
You might get a little bit of a wink from her. You might get respect from him, and if you don't, you don't. But you'll do it again.
You might get your ass whooped for me mugging the motherfucker wrong way. But either way,
no. I said arbitrarily. I said arbitrarily.
Yeah, no matter what happens.
Yeah, don't be like.
All right, gentlemen, I got. All right, check this out, guys. I put together a little something here. This is me. Everybody wants to be a man until it's time to be one. Today, we are going to change out a strut assembly on a money. There's 3 bolts up there, 2 bolts down there, and the old strut assembly should come right out. About to put the new one on, and the city's been plowing the roads.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. The new one in plow. Made this. No, I'm not going to start posting mechanic videos. I did this to make my point about when you're a man.
All right, I had to do it.
All right, we got a question here. Hey guys, I have a question. Addicted to booze. How do I leave?
Mm.
Hey TK, we got a question here. This guy says he's addicted to booze. You got some advice for him?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, cold turkey is the best way, man. I mean, that's my personal advice.
Not wild turkey.
Yeah, cold turkey. Booze, man, I've never been addicted to drink myself, but I have, however, detoxed off of drinking moonshine for long periods of time. So I can imagine what it would be like. The only thing I can tell you, man, is just to stay strong, bro. You know, if you need help, ask for it, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself, man. It's just too hard. I've tried it before. And I mean, I've done a lot of shit by myself before that I didn't think I could get through. And it's something that you're probably going to have to ask help for, buddy. I mean, I hope that you get through it, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of where our amateur line ends and the professional line for someone else begins. But man, I got to tell you, the best thing you can do at this point is, you know, I mean, you already said you already know what the problem is, which is great. You've admitted it. And hey, man, for what I'm told, that's step 1. The steps after that, man, I don't know. But I highly recommend getting a hold of somebody who does.
I'll tell you what, man, I've been around drug addicts, alcoholics, pill heads, whatever, you name it, man. And drunks are the worst people to be around, man. They are the worst addiction to be around. I don't know why it is, but people who are addicted to alcohol, man, they are just repulsive when they're drinking. So think about that, man, you know.
Well, you know, gentlemen, something we always talk about on here is the importance of mentorship and how young men need to have a mentor to be successful in the stuff they do. And I can't see why this is any different at all. You're going to need a sponsor. You're going to need somebody you could talk to whenever you want to have a drink. Because let me tell you, tomorrow, it's not going to be any easier than today was. You're going to have more pressure. You're going to have more things on you that make you want to say, this, I need a drink. And you're going to learn, you got to learn how to deal with that. So you're going to need somebody who has the experience, who has had guys like you worse than you that he's been responsible for in the past. And maybe if you get a sponsor, if you get the right mentorship, if you really want to stop it, what you're doing, you'll get it done.
Yeah. And if you really need help, man, you can't find anyone to help you, man, you hit me up on my YouTube channel or on Messenger. And I know a few organizations, man, that are really good places that'll help you out, you know. And just remember this, the only easy day in a man's life was yesterday.
All right. So we're talking about anxiety here. You become more caring for some reason when drinking and your anxiety goes down. Now, anxiety is...
That's with every addiction, though. Every addiction, everyone gets addicted to something because they're trying to escape from who they are as a person, trying to escape from everyday feelings. You know what I mean? So every addiction takes you away, you know, from who you are. But it's a hard thing, man, to find yourself. The longer that you've been gone, the harder it is to reconnect with yourself.
Well, I could definitely tell you got some stuff going on in your life if you're using substances that much. So I'm sticking with what my original advice is, that you need to get a sponsor. You need to get somebody who's not going to judge you, that truly wants to help you and see you do better. So, and I can't even tell you how glad I am you found this live stream and joined us tonight, and we just got a few minutes to talk to you about this.
Yeah, man. Man, listen, we appreciate the comment, and we really, really appreciate you trusting us and asking us about that. Unfortunately, it just seems to be a little bit beyond my particular scope of experience here.
Well, here's the thing, sir. You could fix this tomorrow. I'm not sure where you're at, but you could get online and you could find an AA meeting and you could go to that meeting and meet people. I'm not saying you got to have one of them as your sponsor, but you can go there and meet some people and see if there's someone you click with, someone you vibe with, someone
And there will be.
whose ideologies, you might gravitate towards. So that's what I think you need to do. If you really want to, hey, shout out to Johnny Dumbbell. If nothing changes, then nothing changes.
Exactly.
So you're going to have to make some changes in your life starting tomorrow to prevent this from continuing to happen. So again, get yourself a sponsor, find a mentor. You could do better. You got the support of this panel, man.
And I couldn't imagine how hard it would be having an addiction that you can just go to the store and just buy it whenever you want. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same as being addicted to an illegal substance. You can't just go to the shelf and pick it up and buy it legally. That would be a hard thing to stop, man. So, we know you can get through it, man. You just got to have the willpower.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the comments here for you. And if you click on that, that should at least lead you in the right direction and maybe answer a few questions that, unfortunately, I don't have answers for. Okay. So there it is. I put it in the Facebook Live. I don't know if he's able to see that.
I'm not sure. So one thing I really like you to do is go to TK's YouTube page and subscribe to it.
Yes.
He could really help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. And look, he'll have questions for you on the back end in private where TK can get a little more in depth with you about this and ask you questions and stuff about your business that you shouldn't be putting out here, in front of everybody. So I would say get with TK or even Johnny Dumbbell and,
Come here, man.
Talk to us in the DMs, my dude.
Absolutely, man.
And let me tell you something else. I really hope that you continue to get on these live streams and learn, and because eventually you're going to get past this substance problem. But, sir, you are still going to have this anxiety problem. So that is something we can help you out with. Getting over your anxiety, getting more confidence, learning yourself a little bit better. Okay, there's nothing called shame if you are confident. I'm going to hit up TK. All right, that's what I like to hear.
All right.
See, man, we're out here changing lives, gentlemen.
Hey, we're trying one at a time. One at a time.
And every one of you on this panel donate to this.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you guys want to say about confidence before we get this wrapped up tonight? Johnny Dumbbell, I'm going to give you the screen for a minute.
Yeah, like I said earlier, make sure that you're doing the checklist thing. Put simple things like making your bed, picking up your clothes, stupid things like that. But then make sure you're including things that you don't maybe want to do. Cleaning a room, mopping that kitchen floor, and don't act like you don't procrastinate on that. We're watching, you know who you are. Whatever it happens to be. If you do those little things build momentum. Momentum gives you that little dopamine rush of, hey, I got something done. When you start accomplishing things, the thing of it is you realize that nobody accomplished those things but you, for you. And so the thing of it is that you're already, if you're doing things for yourself, which is what that checklist should be all about, you're building yourself up. If you build yourself up properly, you'll be able to brag about that structure that you just created. If nowhere else than in your own mind and soul. And that is called building confidence. That little building that you made in your head, that's confidence. That is how you believe in yourself. Now, how tall are you going to build that building?
All right. Well, I'll tell you this, gentlemen, for all of you that are lacking confidence, I think y'all need to get out and talk to more women. And being confident in yourself has nothing to do with women, but I think the repetition of doing that and getting over that anxiety and that fear of rejection and learning the correct way to approach a woman. And once you start to see results and success with that, you'll have a whole level of confidence that you never knew you could obtain.
Yep.
All right, TK, I'm gonna give you the screen for a minute, man. Go ahead and talk to them about some confidence.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way I see it is, you know, the happier you are with your life and your accomplishments as a person, you know, you're obviously going to have more confidence. The more that you feel under accomplished, you know, you're going to have troubles. Your confidence is going to waver. The thing is just to know who you are as a person, what kind of drive you have, and your determination is going to tell you whether or not you're going to make it or not, you know, but that's not going to tell you who you are as a person and whether you should have confidence or not. You know, you can not accomplish anything throughout your whole life and you can still be a confident person. You know, it all depends on, you know, whether you falter or not when things go good in your life or go bad in your life. You know, I mean, that's the way I see it anyways.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. We appreciate everybody that took the time to like, comment, subscribe, watch it. We appreciate all the love from every one of you. And we'll be back Thursday night where I'll be looking for some winners. We'll be breaking down Bumble dating profiles. And I'll see you guys Thursday night. We out. Thanks for watching.